Hello everyone, it's Cara. Welcome back to the Ramattina channel. So today we have a quick update video on some of my new knitting projects. I keep restarting projects because I'm such a perfectionist, but anyway, let's start the video with a finished object I worked on off screen. This is a knitted scarf using the Northern Lights yarn Ali from Ali Crochet sent me during our yarn swap. I made a beret with it, which you might have seen in one of my weekly vlogs from a while ago, and with the leftover yarn I wanted to make a scarf, but it wasn't enough to make a long scarf, so I paired it with this yarn which I got for my 2021 mood blanket. So yeah, I'll show you the yarn labels. This is the James C. Brett Northern Lights One Ball One Shawl double knitting in the shade NL08, so that's that one. So it's all like pink shades. It's super nice and soft. It is 95% premium acrylic and 5% viscose, so the viscose is probably these little bubbles on it, which is super nice. It was really nice to work with crochet and knitting, so yeah, I really like this yarn. Oh, and I doubled it for the scarf and used an 8mm pair of needles, and then I joined this yarn on, which is the James C. Brett again Stonewash DK in the shade SW5. This is 100% premium acrylic, so yeah, the class is DK, both of them, but this side did end up feeling a lot thicker than this, but that's just because of the type of yarn it is and how it's spun and all of that, but I really like how it turned out in the end anyway. I don't really mind that they feel a bit different, but yeah, I think the colours look nice together, and yeah, I just wanted to use yarn I already had in my stash. I didn't really want to buy any more because I have so much yarn, so I thought I'll just grab something from my stash that goes with it, and this is the finished scarf and I really like it. I still haven't tucked away the ends, but I don't really mind. This scarf is for me, so I don't really mind that the ends are just still there. I'm still wearing it like it is anyway. So yeah, that's the first project done. And I wanted to make sure that this was completed before I started another project, because my goal this year is to not have so many whips. So right now the goal is to only have 2 whips at a time, which is going to be tricky because this one in the corner I feel like is going to take me, you know, a very long time. Maybe a year. It might take me, you know, it might be a year-long project, so this is going to be my long ongoing project, and then really I've only got like 1 new whip to be working on. I think we've got to talk about the blanket next, because this was the main focus in my last weekly vlog and in my last haul, my Lovecrafts haul. I have changed the blanket yet again. I know, I cannot believe it. But I am so much happier with this result. So still using 12mm knitting needles, my Knit Pro knitting needles. The links will all be in the description box below, affiliate links, so if you purchase through that link it helps out me and my channel, so please check out the links in the description. So yeah, still using these needles. I've just put a shorter cable on it because, or shorter wire, because I really don't need it to be that long, because as you can see I have made these squares a lot smaller. I've made quite a few changes actually. I've made the squares smaller, I've changed to the stitch, and the massive change, well I think the biggest change, is that I am holding 4 strands of DK throughout the whole square, so no colour changes. It's just the square is those 4 colours and those 4 colours only, and then I'm doing different colour palettes for each square, and I am so much happier with how this is coming out. Yeah, I don't even have the old squares anymore because I've completely frogged them to start the other project, and I have a clip of me talking about that from a few days ago, so I'll insert that clip after I've you know, run down all the details of the new blanket. So we are doing garter stitch. So, well, I started off these first 3 squares I did all knitting, so each side I would just knit, but whilst holding 4 strands of DK and with these big needles, I found out purling each row was so much easier than knitting. I don't know, because when I would knit, it would twist the yarn quite a lot, whereas when I'm purling it lays flat on the needles. I will obviously show this in a vlog later on, so you'll see what I mean, and I'll kind of show it and demonstrate it a bit better there, where yeah, purling is a lot better than knitting for this thickness. For these garter stitch squares, I made the squares a lot smaller. Before I casted on 30 stitches, now we're doing 15, and then it is 28 rows in total to make up these squares. Because I changed from knitting to purling, I have noticed that the only purl square is slightly bigger, but because we're going to sew these together, I really don't think that will matter. They will kind of reshape and kind of block themselves whilst being sewn to the other squares. And anyway, I'm gonna start sewing them soon. I'm not going to wait until all the squares are done, if that makes sense, so I can kind of just add on to them, and these squares might end up being in the middle of the blanket, so hopefully the gauge and the tension will kind of sort itself out, I'm hoping. But I don't really mind because it is a very scrappy project. Yeah, so this is the first square I did. I had to do my dark teal square, needed to get that out of the way so I could be satisfied with how it came out. Yeah, I really like these colours. And then I did this nice green one, and I ended up holding 1 strand of white with some glitter in it. It's like tinsel. I don't know if you can see that. So this square is kind of glittery, which is super fun. Yeah, it's really not picking up. Oh, there we go. Super nice. Then I made this blue with a bit of purple in it, which is, yeah, it's crazy. I'm holding 1 strand of purple, 3 strands of blue, but the overall square looks purple. So it's crazy how much one colour can change the whole look of the square. And then this is when I decided, on my 3rd square, I decided, oh, I should probably leave a long tail so I can sew it later. So yeah, that's that one. And then the 4th one that I've done is this aqua light teal colours. And yeah, this one's using pearl, so it's a lot looser because I've definitely figured out that I purl looser than I do knit. So if anyone's got any advice on how to match your tension for knitting and purling, please let me know in the comments if you've got any advice for me. So yeah, that is the new knitted blanket. I'm super happy with this new design, and I will sew the squares, you know, I'll rotate each square so it will go, yeah, see, I have to kind of stretch this one out to match this big aqua one. But yeah, they'll all be sewn together, so I'm sure that'll be fine. So yeah, we'll rotate each one so they're all going in the different directions, something like that. Oh, it's so exciting, and yeah, it's super fun to just pick out 4 shades from my 4 yarns from my shelf and just go, okay, we're gonna make a square with those four colours, and I don't have to think about swapping the colours, because that was definitely where I was confusing it, and I was just never satisfied with how it looked. I wasn't going for the stripy look, I'm going for blocks of square, like colour block patchwork thing. So yeah, let's move on, because we said this was gonna be a short video, and It's going on quite a bit now. Oh, and I am planning to do this on TikTok lives because I really miss doing those TikTok live streams. So we have a new blanket project to work on during those. Okay, so now I'll insert the clip from a few days ago where I'm talking about the leftover yarn, the scrap yarn that I wanted to repurpose for this new project. Okay, so I really want to recycle this yarn, and my mum saw this colour palette and she really likes it, so I started making a scarf with it. So it's this really simple pattern for a scarf, but then we decided to make a poncho instead, but I think this is too thick for a poncho, or the style of poncho that she wants, because she's got one already that she really likes the style of, so I'm going to copy it. Well, not copy it, but it's basically just 2 panels sewn together and leaving a hole for the arms and the head, the neck. So yeah, I'm just basically gonna knit 2 panels and sew them together at the end. So yeah, I think this is too thick, holding 4 strands, all 4 strands together, so I think I'm going to split it into 2, so work with 2 strands. I need to swatch it with a 7mm or an 8mm pair of needles. I need to do some swatching to figure out, yeah, what direction to go in. So I think I'm gonna frog this whilst working it, hold 2 strands and split them apart and cake up the other 2 strands to use later on in the poncho. I'm gonna try that. Okay, so I restarted the poncho so many times. I restarted it, I think, in a total of 3 or 4 times. The first one I don't have with me anymore because I completely frogged it. This was the second attempt. I'm holding 2 strands of DK yarn, all the scraps from the previous squares for the blanket, and I kind of put them in like a colour order, and I was going to do this like ombre thing, but I don't know, I don't like it. For some reason I was just like, no, not happy with it, so I scrapped that. I haven't, as you can see, haven't frogged it yet. And then this is, I think, the 3rd or the 4th attempt, and this is the final, well, hopefully, fingers crossed, this is the final attempt. So I changed it up a bit because we are holding 1 strand of DK yarn and then 1 strand of the Hobby Dream Colour. This one here, Dream Colour 100% wool. It's by Hobby. This is in the colour 81 and it's in these blue-green shades, which is perfect for this project because that's exactly what my mum wanted the colour scheme for this poncho to be. Yeah, this is the yarn that Hobby sent me in my latest Hobby review video. And so yes, this is how it's going. I'm using 7mm knitting needles. I decided to use 3 of the blue or like dark teal colours that were scraps, and I've got a lot of this yarn, so I know I can use, I have loads of that, so that's fine. And then I've got a skein each of these, but yeah, these were from the old squares, so I thought I'll repurpose them for this project. And yeah, I was doing too much, putting too many colours in it, so I decided, right, we'll just pick 3. They go really well with this, and then this is what it looks like now. I cast on like 86 stitches, which turned out to be too many, but she wants it to be long anyway, and it actually goes this way. So the stripes are going to be vertical. The right side is the purl side for this project. I'm just so pleased I have finally figured out what I'm doing for this poncho, because I had way too many attempts, so many hours just trying to figure out what I was doing, and I was really like getting my head wrapped up around this, I really could not figure out what I wanted to do, and now we've finally come to something that I am really happy with. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Hope you enjoyed seeing my latest projects. Please let me know in the comments down below what you guys are working on, crochet or knitting or any other fibre arts or any type of creative project. Please let me know. I love to hear from you guys. Yeah, that's it for today, and happy crocheting and knitting or whatever you're doing, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!